A few weeks ago, I was sent a very interesting portable antenna option for a ham radio by a brand new upstart antenna company. Company name is called Amratek Products, and they've got a very interesting design that kind of builds on some other things out in the portable antenna space. And they sent this to me for the purpose of giving an honest review and assessment of the antenna, how it performs, what I think of it. And so I'm going to do just that. And I'm going to do a couple videos on this antenna because there's a lot of things that I want to cover. So you're only looking at part of the antenna here. Actually, this is their easy slider coil for 30 meters and 40 meters. They have an accessory coil for 80, which they did send to me. I did not get a chance to use that one. The interesting thing about this antenna versus other coil type antennas like the Wolf River coil, Buddy Stick Pro, etc., actually don't need to use a coil at all on the higher bands. And they pull that off with this adjustable whip. This is not all going to fit in frame. It's about 5 feet long. And you set it into place with these set screws by extending the elements and then torquing down the screws. Fully extended, this is resonant on 20 meters. You can shorten the antenna to use it on bands from 6 meters to 20.
You have another Sharpie mark?
Yep.
Nice.
This has to look hilarious, I'm sure. For 40 and 80, you're going to need the additional help of a loading coil. Like I said, they have two different ones, one for 30 and 40, one for 80. And one thing about this that stood out to me immediately that I prefer over some other options in the loaded portable vertical space is this easy slider. First of all, this is an induction mechanism here. It's not actually scraping or connecting via hardware to a wire coil. And I think that accomplishes a couple things. One, I think it makes for a longer lasting product. I have heard of some failures over time on the other ones because as you clamp down something onto the wire in the coil, it can actually start to wear out, things can break, etc. This just slides along the PVC and the induction coil is outside. And the other thing that I like is they added this engraved or printed ruler basically on here so you can jot down your tuning positions for the various bands or parts of the band that you are intending to use it on. The other key part of this is this central hub system that they came up with. This is all threaded the same way. It's the standard, I don't remember the bolt pattern off the top of my head, but it's like the same thing that ham sticks and other antenna systems use, where it threads on. If you are not using a lower band, you can just connect what they call the stinger whip, which is 17 feet long, right into the top of this hub. If you're going on to a lower band, you add the appropriate coil, and then you're going to add the support legs for the tripod base for the antenna. Now, they actually sent me all three sizes of legs that they offer. So I will say I used only the longer ones. I did 4 or 5 activations for Parks on the Air with this antenna. I only used the longer legs. It seemed to provide the most stability. If you're going to go this route, I just get the long ones. It's more to carry. I get it. But it's a lot of antenna in the air. It's a quarter wave on 20 through 6 meters. And I really think you're going to want the longer ones for stability. These attach to the hub very easily. Okay, there'll be 3 of them. But you basically just slide it on the end, and then they have, I don't have it with me, these little locking pins on a piece of cord so you can keep them all together that go down inside the legs to lock them in place. Not my favorite tripod setup, but it more than gets the job done. I do want to mention they do not include any sort of ground system, no radials or anything. I've seen people use like Faraday fabric, metallic fabric to put down. They encouraged me to make my own radials, so I did. It's Nothing special. I just, these are cut for 20 meters specifically, but they actually worked fine on 40 meters as well. This is just 3 wires. And they're about 15 feet long, quarter wave on 20. And I just took this and clamped it onto the hub plate for my ground. They also include some other helpful things, however. They included some tent stakes, I assume for guying or to add stability to the tripod. They include this nice coax adapter here with a right angle plug so that when this is sitting vertically, you connect that and then you can hook up your coax to the other end, which is very nice that they included that so that you don't have to kind of awkwardly, force the coax onto that vertically. I'm going to point out, getting this set up and on the air was very, very simple. As you saw in the video, didn't have any issues. That was my first time setting it up to activate. I had put it together indoors a couple times just to try it, but it's super easy and self-explanatory. In the second video, I'll show part of my activation with it. I feel that the antenna performed very well, and I'll also show off some of the cool parks on the air contacts that I got, which was during a major solar flare, mind you. So that's a good testament to how the antenna actually works. And in the third video, you'll get my thoughts and comparisons to other similar antennas on the market.